May 19th, 1962. Madison Square Garden, New York City. Marilyn Monroe stood backstage. She was wearing a dress. But it wasn't just any dress. It was skin tight, sheer, covered in rhinestones. So tight she had to be sewn into it. She could barely walk, barely breathe. But she looked stunning. 5 minutes, Miss Monroe, someone called. Marilyn took a deep breath. Her hands were shaking. She was about to sing Happy Birthday to the most powerful man in the world, President John F. Kennedy. But this wasn't just a performance. This was a message, a declaration, a moment that would change everything. Peter Lawford, JFK's brother-in-law, walked over. "You ready?" Marilyn nodded. "Is he here?" "He's in the presidential box, with Jackie." Marilyn's stomach dropped. Jackie Kennedy, the First Lady, the wife. She was here too. "This is a bad idea," Marilyn whispered. Peter smiled. "It's too late now. You're on." The lights dimmed. The crowd of 15,000 people went silent. Peter walked on stage. "Mr. President," he said with a grin, "the late Marilyn Monroe." The crowd laughed, because Marilyn was always late. Everyone knew that. Then she walked out, slowly, seductively. The spotlight hit her. The dress sparkled. The crowd gasped. She walked to the microphone, looked up at the presidential box, looked directly at John F. Kennedy, and she sang, "Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday to you." But the way she sang it, breathy, sultry, intimate. It wasn't just a birthday song. It was a love letter, sung in front of 15,000 people, and his wife. The crowd erupted, cheering, whistling, applauding. JFK smiled, laughed, waved. But Jackie Kennedy didn't smile. She sat stone-faced, humiliated. 3 months later, Marilyn Monroe was dead. And the question everyone asked was, did the president have her killed? The affair started 2 years earlier, 1960. John F. Kennedy was running for president. Young, handsome, charismatic. But he had a secret. He couldn't stay faithful to his wife. He had affairs, lots of them, with actresses, models, secretaries, anyone who caught his eye. Marilyn Monroe caught his eye. They met at a party in Los Angeles. She was already a superstar. He was a senator, running for president. "You're Marilyn Monroe," he said. "And you're going to be president," she replied. They talked, flirted, and by the end of the night, they'd exchanged phone numbers. A few weeks later, JFK won the election. He became the youngest president in American history, and Marilyn became his obsession. The affair was conducted in secret, carefully, quietly. They'd meet at Peter Lawford's house in Santa Monica. Peter was married to JFK's sister, Pat Kennedy. He was the perfect middleman. "The president is coming to town," Peter would tell Marilyn. "Can you come by the house?" Marilyn always said yes. JFK would arrive late at night. Secret Service outside. No press, no cameras, just him and Marilyn. They'd talk, drink, laugh. And then they'd disappear into a bedroom. "What do you two talk about?" Peter once asked Marilyn. "Everything," she said. "Politics, movies, life. He's brilliant, and he makes me feel smart." That was the thing about JFK. He didn't just want Marilyn's body. He wanted her mind. He was fascinated by her, drawn to her, and Marilyn fell in love. By 1962, the affair was getting dangerous. Too many people knew. Too many rumors were spreading. The FBI was watching. J. Edgar Hoover, the FBI director, hated the Kennedys. He kept files on everyone, including Marilyn. Hoover's agents followed her, tapped her phones, recorded her conversations. One FBI memo from March 1962 read, "Subject Monroe has been in contact with the president on multiple occasions. Relationship appears to be romantic in nature. Potential security risk." But JFK didn't care. He was addicted to the thrill, the danger, the secrecy. Marilyn, however, was falling apart. She wanted more. She wanted to be with him publicly. She wanted him to leave Jackie. "When are you going to tell her?" Marilyn asked during one of their meetings. "Tell who what?" "Your wife. When are you going to tell Jackie about us?" JFK looked at her. "Marilyn, that's not going to happen." "Why not? You love me. I love you. I care about you. But I can't leave Jackie. I'm the president. It would ruin everything." Marilyn's eyes filled with tears. "So I'm just, what, a secret?" "You're not a secret. You're complicated." That's when Marilyn made a decision. If he wouldn't acknowledge her privately, she'd do it publicly. May 19th, 1962. The Happy Birthday, Mr. President performance. It was supposed to be a simple birthday tribute, a fundraiser at Madison Square Garden, celebrities singing, speeches, nothing controversial. But Marilyn had other plans. She chose a dress that left nothing to the imagination. She rehearsed the song in a way that was unmistakably seductive. She was going to make a statement. Backstage, Peter Lawford was nervous. "Marilyn, are you sure about this? Jackie's going to be there." "Good," Marilyn said. Let her see." When Marilyn walked on stage, the crowd went silent. Then they exploded. She looked incredible. And when she sang, it was magic. But it was also a scandal. The way she sang. The way she looked at JFK. The way she made it clear this wasn't just a performance. This was personal. After the show, JFK joked about it. "I can now retire from politics after having had Happy Birthday sung to me in such a sweet, wholesome way." The crowd laughed, but everyone knew what had just happened. Marilyn had just publicly declared her love for the president. Jackie Kennedy was furious. She left the event early, didn't speak to JFK for days. And JFK realized something. Marilyn had become a problem, a liability. She was too unpredictable, too emotional, too dangerous. He had to end it. A few days after the Madison Square Garden performance, JFK called Marilyn. "We need to talk." They met at Peter Lawford's house, one last time. "This has to stop," JFK said. "What?" "Us. This. It's over." Marilyn stared at him. "You're ending this? Just like that? It's not safe anymore. The FBI is watching. The press is getting suspicious. If this gets out, it destroys everything. I don't care about your career. I care about you. But I care about my career. I care about my family. I care about being president." Marilyn started crying. "So, I'm nothing to you? Just a fling?" "No, you're important to me. But this can't continue." "I'll tell everyone," Marilyn said. "I'll tell the press. I'll tell Jackie. I'll tell the world." JFK's expression changed, from warm to cold. "No, you won't." "Why not?" "Because if you do, you'll regret it. Trust me." It was a threat, subtle, but clear. Marilyn left that night, heartbroken, angry, and scared. After JFK ended the affair, his brother Bobby Kennedy got involved. Bobby was the Attorney General, the second most powerful man in America. He was sent to clean up the mess, to keep Marilyn quiet. Bobby started visiting Marilyn. At first, it was to intimidate her, to make sure she didn't talk. But then, something unexpected happened. Bobby fell for her too. They started their own affair. Secret meetings, late-night phone calls. But this time, Marilyn knew better. She wasn't falling in love. She was using Bobby to get back at JFK. "How's your brother?" she'd ask Bobby. "He's fine. Why?" "Just curious. Tell him I said hello." Bobby would relay the message, and JFK would get the hint. Marilyn was with his brother now, and she wasn't going away. The Kennedy family panicked. This was getting out of control. Marilyn knew too much. She was too emotional, too unstable. Something had to be done. August 4th, 1962. Marilyn's last day alive. She spent the day at home in Brentwood, Los Angeles. Her housekeeper, Eunice Murray, was there. So was her psychiatrist, Dr. Ralph Greenson. Marilyn was depressed. She'd been struggling for months, pills, alcohol, sleepless nights. She felt abandoned, used, broken. That afternoon, she got a phone call from Peter Lawford. "Marilyn, are you okay?" Peter asked. "I'm fine." You don't sound fine. I'm just tired. Do you want to come over? I'm having a dinner party. No, I just want to sleep. Okay, but call me if you need anything. I will. Say goodbye to Pat. Say goodbye to the president. Peter paused. What? Say goodbye to the president. Then she hung up. Later that night, Marilyn took pills. A lot of pills. Some say it was an accident. Some say it was suicide. And some say someone gave them to her. The next morning, August 5th, 1962, Marilyn Monroe was found dead. She was 36 years old. When JFK heard the news, he was on a boat off the coast of California with his family. Someone handed him a phone. Mr. President, Marilyn Monroe is dead. JFK went silent. Then he hung up. He didn't say anything to Jackie, didn't say anything to anyone. But that night, he locked himself in his room and he cried. Bobby Kennedy was also devastated. He'd been with Marilyn the night before, or so some witnesses claimed. He denied it. But rumors spread. The FBI investigated. Sort of. They closed the case quickly. Ruled it a probable suicide, no further questions. But the questions never stopped. Was it suicide? Was it an accident? Or was it murder? Some believe the Kennedys had her killed to protect their secrets, to silence her before she talked. Others believe the mafia did it because Marilyn knew about their connections to the Kennedys. And others believe she simply took too many pills, by accident or on purpose. We'll never know for sure, because too many people had too much to lose. In the years after Marilyn's death, the Kennedy family never spoke about her publicly. JFK was assassinated in 1963. Bobby was assassinated in 1968. The secrets died with them, but the rumors never stopped. Books were written, documentaries were made, conspiracy theories flourished. In 2012, 50 years after Marilyn's death, previously classified FBI documents were released. They confirmed what everyone suspected. JFK and Marilyn had an affair. The FBI had been watching, and the Kennedys had considered her a security risk. One FBI memo from June 1962, just weeks before Marilyn's death, read, "Subject Monroe is unstable. Potential threat to national security. Recommend immediate action." What was that action? We don't know. The rest of the document was redacted. Today, the question remains, did the Kennedys have Marilyn Monroe killed? There's no proof, no smoking gun, no confession. But there are too many coincidences, too many suspicious details, too many people who had motives. Marilyn died at the perfect time, right before she could expose the affair, right before she could embarrass the most powerful family in America. And she died in a way that was easy to explain. Pills, depression, Hollywood tragedy. But those who knew Marilyn say she wasn't suicidal. She was angry. She was hurt. But she was a fighter. Marilyn didn't kill herself, one friend said years later. She was murdered, and everyone knows who did it, but nobody will ever prove it. Marilyn Monroe and John F. Kennedy, the movie star and the president, a secret affair that captivated the world and ended in tragedy. Did he love her? Maybe. In his own way, but not enough to protect her, not enough to save her. And Marilyn? She loved him, deeply, desperately, and it destroyed her, because in the end she was expendable, a risk, a problem, and problems get eliminated. On May 19th, 1962, Marilyn Monroe sang Happy Birthday to the president. 3 months later, she was dead. Coincidence or consequence? The truth died with them, but the legend lives on. Marilyn Monroe, the woman who loved a president and paid for it with her life.